the parents who wants to have the page to also put down their fist and all that and just come down, right? Let's bring in the real educationists. Let's give them about 6 months to do a survey of all the places from Kota Baru to Sabah to all over the place and get a clear picture of what we want to do. Then we will put it towards a referendum to the people. We'll present certain options for you to do, okay? And then you choose, and that's how we will go forward in it. I think that is fair. Yeah, putting politics in it, my God, this will tear the country apart. Education, everybody's got a strong opinion about it because it involves our children, and rightfully so, right? I mean, everybody wants the best for the kids, And that's why they send them to international schools. That's why they send them to private schools, if they can afford. I mean, my parents personally, I went to an international school, but my dad worked like hell. Because my dad didn't get any education, nor did my mom, not even finishing high school. And they made it a point that all my siblings and I get the best education available. And I know how people feel about education. Now, the thing that I can tell you now in terms of real policy that we will do, the exam standards will have to be tougher. That is the basic of this thing. If the exam standards are as it is today, trying to just make the parents feel like, oh, my son got 8 A's, 7 A's, all this. I mean, what is the point? Do they think they're gaining political point mileage on this kind of thing? I mean, if you get 70% on your grade, if I remember back in my school days, that's a B, right? Today's an A. I mean, what kind of standards are we playing with? And a lot of people say this is a race thing. Let me clarify this. A lot of you may think, yeah, we put this, stamp these ideas, but it's not true. It's completely not true. Okay? Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim about it. The data we crunched through, and also from the data that he had back when he was a minister of education in the 90s, and we looked at it, it was very clear. Something was very clear. The top 5% of society, the smartest of the smart people, they had no racial issues. If there was 10 kids then, 5.5 would be a Malay guy. And that's because 55% of the population is Malay. In that top 5 percentile. At the bottom 5 percentile, where people are unfortunately born with very low IQ, you have the same picture. What you had was in the big middle. When you do economics or behavioral economics, you look at a bell curve, right? Yeah? So you cut off this point, you cut off the back, and then the middle, the big mass there, yes. There are some, the big mass in the center, you have some Malays performing lower than the other races. Yeah? But this is not a matter of genetics, ladies and gentlemen. This is not because you are Malay. Some of it is due to culture. The Chinese has a culture of tuition, which is a very bad culture, by the way. Yeah, you're torturing your kids, ladies and gentlemen, please. Yeah, if you want to... your kids a break, give them half of what you think he needs. Okay? Now, because of the culture of tuition, the so-called moderate band of people, you get higher swing on the Chinese side. Because what we studied was the Malays that followed the Chinese thing, send their kids and torture them through Kumon and all sort of whatever additional math stuff. They were also producing people to score results. Yeah? Same with the Indian also. Indian in particular, because see, urban poor Indian suffered. But that is not because they are born with a deficit in their genetic makeup. It's to do with their situation in life. If you can't have a proper desk to read, or you don't have proper lighting, or if your dad is drunk all the time and the TV is on full time, how can you study? You can't. However brilliant this boy or girl is. So we see the issue of education in the prism of socio-economic behavior, behavioral economics. We don't see it from the prism of race. This is not the way to go forward, and this is what we're committed to. No more race-based policies, no more way to think that, certain people are just below us. There's no such thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I also say this because, my wife is, I keep telling people this, but it's absolutely true. She's extremely intelligent. And also very argumentative. Since I started campaigning, it's been hell, ladies and gentlemen. I was just telling Hannah over lunch today about it, but that's my private life lah. But generally, I just want to say that she went to Oxford and then she went to LSE, and don't clap. It's not me. I didn't go Oxford. And she's not here tonight. My wife and my kids. I just want to make a small point I want to make. When I was at the forum at the DUMC. Did any of you attend the DUMC forum? Any of you? Oh, just you. Okay. Anyway, my opponent from Barisan Nasional Singkok stood up and said that let's not get our kids or parents involved in this, because he claims that a lot of people send him nasty messages, saying that why are you standing, don't lie, so on and so forth. I don't want to elaborate those things, but they also sent it to the spouse and also to his children, and we sympathize with that. But on the other side of the coin, on our side, what kind of things we receive? Much worse. When I was first with the party, and I was in the house of Dr. Sri Anwar, that's where we have our meetings, and upstairs, I hear this scream coming up from the top floor, and it was Nurul Izzah crying. She just received a message on her handphone that someone sent her and told her, look, if you don't denounce your father or go against your father, we will do the same thing what we did to Shalini, to your kid. She has a 5-year-old daughter at that time. And if you remember the Shalini kidnapping case, the little girl disappeared. I mean, these are the things we receive, So I don't think Singapore has a right to sympathy over people sending nasty messages. Yes, of course. But the things that we receive in the opposition is much worse. But we don't publicize it. We just suck it up and take it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Back to the point about my wife going to Oxford. In a batch. Yeah, and I think she's 1 or 2 years above Tony Pua. Yeah, but in her batch it was very clear. The exact what I told you just now. She had Malay friends all performing at that level, and she had Chinese friends and she had Indian friends performing. Almost identical to what you see in the demographics in Malaysia. So don't ever believe that we are lowering standards today, that we will lower standards of education just to make the Malays feel better. No, they don't need it, seriously. Rafizi Ramli is here today, you know what he is like, right? I mean, this is the real thing, this is the real deal. Okay? I think it's time for my break. Okay, thank you. Part 2 later.